Hello and welcome to episode 4 of the Daily Mario. As ever, I'm Jeremy Parrish. And today Super Mario Maker has unlocked the castle set. So I'm making my fourth stage, which fittingly enough is a fortress with Bowser at the end. So I feel like I'm starting to get the hang of using these tools to make competent and somewhat reasonable levels. This is definitely going to be the most complex, but going into this stage, I kept a few principles in mind as before yesterday. First, don't go crazy with the different items. Although there were a lot of new things that unlocked today, I decided to keep it pretty simple. Most of the challenges here are either moving platforms, piranha plants, there's a few Koopa Troopas and Goombas, mostly things you've seen before. The new things are the bullet bills, there's a Buzzy Beetle generator, and then the fire sticks. The other principle is that, like the previous levels I've made, I wanted this one to kind of have a back and forth design. In this case, you're moving forward while going up and down, kind of up and down shafts. The castle is divided up a few different ways. I tried to keep this true to Nintendo's approach to castle levels, which is that they actually have a lot of empty space, and even though they're challenging, a lot of the challenge in castle levels comes from the psych out factor. They tend to look a lot more dangerous than they actually are. I tried to capture that by including things that seem like threats but actually aren't. There's a lot of bullet bills that can't actually hit you, they just kind of add to the stress. Likewise, there are fire bars that you really have to go out of your way to get hit by. So they're there to kind of increase the idea that this is a tough, intense, scary level. But in point of fact, it's not as unmanageable as it seems. And finally, I tried to include a shortcut for once. This is by far the most complicated level I've made. It took me about an hour to put this together. I did a lot of fine-tuning as I went. A lot of the factors in here, like the moving platforms, you kind of have to see them in motion to get a sense of how they're going to move and how they're going to interact. Bowser also proved to be a big challenge. He's at the end, and as in Super Mario Brothers and previous games he's been in, he breathes fire at you, which starts to appear when you're about 2 screens away. And since this is not a horizontal level, where you're advancing in a straight line toward him, but rather trying to move up and down while he's breathing fire, that adds a little bit of challenge. And I wanted to make sure that the sort of parts where you're trying to navigate moving platforms while he's also breathing fire at you are not unreasonably difficult. So this one involved a lot of sort of making things up as I went along and then improving on them through quick play testing, which is something I haven't really done as much in the previous levels, but the complexity of this one required it. So anyway, let's have a look at the castle level. So here at the very beginning, I have a few factors. You can see at the bottom the bullet bill that I was mentioning, and also the Potoboo fireball that leaps out of the lava. Neither of those are really any threat to you. Like, if you're going to be hit by those, you're already going to die. They're just there to kind of provide ambiance and make the stage look scarier than it actually is. I specifically placed the Goomba where it is, so it'll be a little surprise. It'll drop onto the moving platform if you jump onto it immediately. There's a mushroom here because you need a mushroom in this stage. Oh, and over here, those coins are there to kind of lure you over and put you within harm's way of the fire bar there. You don't have to jump over there. But if you are tempted by the coins and aren't paying much attention, then there's a good chance you'll get hit by the fire bar, at which point you get your introduction to the fire bar and learn not to do that next time. There's a Buzzy Beetle dispenser here with a bullet bill dispenser or bullet bill turret. Might be a little fussy for the beginning of the stage. I might take the bullet bill dispenser or turret or whatever out. In case you get hit over there, there is a mushroom here that you can collect if you jump off the top of the Koopa Troopa, Paratroopa. And then the Koopa Paratroopa also doubles as a way to take out that first piranha plant, the lower piranha plant. It's a blind leap here, so I've added coins to kind of guide you downward and kind of give you an idea of what's safe. I noticed that the placement had a tendency for the Koopa to collect the coins. This game has new Super Mario Brothers physics where you kick a Koopa shell and it collects coins. So I had to sort of split the line of coins at the bottom so that they wouldn't disappear if you kicked the turtle and you would still know where to land. Some bridges here. Again, things look scarier than they are. The bullet bills actually fly so low that you can't be hit by it. But here you start to see a bullet bill within range of your attacks or of your movements. There are a lot of fire bars, piranha plants. Just the hazards get a little more serious. I'm not really crazy about the placement of the fire bar at the top. I need to go back and put that on the floor so it's more easily seen. Here there's a little extra challenge. An alcove sort of guarded by spikes, but inside the alcove there's a fire flower, which is, obviously very helpful if you're going to take on Bowser. But there is sort of a trade-off here. You have to be able to navigate those spikes from a moving platform and then jump back onto the moving platform. And the moving platform is being sort of assaulted by Bowser's flames. So, it's definitely a trade-off, a risk-reward thing. This part's still, I'm not entirely happy with it, dropping down without falling into the lava. This little area is actually kind of useless, or it seems useless, but actually it does have a purpose, which I'll talk about later. And this collection of moving platforms was originally much more complicated, but I really worked to fine-tune it to reduce it to as few moving platforms as is absolutely necessary to get to where you want to go. I also had a Goomba dispenser and the pipe pointing down, but it was just too many moving elements with the platforms and Bowser's fire and the fire bars and the Goombas falling onto platforms. Sometimes, something seems like a good idea and it's actually not. I would like to get another dispenser pipe that he generates enemies in here someplace to kind of echo the buzzy beetles at the beginning of the stage, but it's not essential. I think the stage works without it. So there's some safe platforms here. You're kind of within reach of the fire bars, but again, pretty safe unless you just play really sloppily. And then finally, this kind of takes you up and over to get to Bowser. There's a turtle here. Originally, I was going to have you kick the turtle to get through a brick wall, but I realized if you kick the turtle the wrong way, you'd be stuck and wouldn't be able to finish the level. So just some extra coins here for the heck of it. There's no secret here. It's just, I want to go get some coins. And then 2 last bullet bill dispensers, turrets, I keep saying dispensers. And if you kept the fire flower, you can take out Bowser pretty easily here. It's cheap, but that's okay. Sadly, Bowser does not turn into a secret enemy when you destroy him. And that is the level, the Castle Indoctrination. Okay, so that's all well and good, but there's more to this stage than that. Like I said, I wanted to add a secret to this level. So there is a passage you can run through and kind of get a shortcut. It's easier if you're small Mario, and if you take the shortcut, it means you can't actually pick up any power-ups before facing Bowser. You'll probably have to face Bowser while you're in small form. So the idea is to go down that gap next to the pipe, which actually has a purpose. The bridges are not solid here, the pylons, so you can drop in here, and it's tricky. There's a lot happening, but you can jump straight through. There's the stage configuration number. I've been putting the number of every stage in these levels. And yeah, you get through to where the piranha plants were, so that alcove, not actually useless. But, if you do that, then you're small Mario, and you have to go and face Bowser, and you'll probably die because he's evil. All in all, not a bad stage. I feel like it kept to the spirit of Super Mario Bros. pretty faithfully, although I don't think you'd mistake this for an actual Mario level, but I do feel like I'm getting more confident and getting a better sense of how design works. So that's kind of the point of this game, is to teach you how to make good levels, hopefully. That's the point to me. Maybe it's not to you, but I like learning. I am a student of life, and I hope you're enjoying this little slice of my life. Anyway, I will be back next week on Monday with some more Mario.